Hi, this is Matt with Bob Johnson's Computer Stuff. Today we're going to be doing a quick video on how to install the hotkey application and drivers for the newer Panasonic Toughbooks. In this video we're specifically going to be installing it on a CF31 Mark IV. The steps are very similar to on the older Panasonic Toughbooks. They've just changed some of the software names around and changed the software in some ways. One of the main reasons you need to know how to do this is if you're doing a clean install of Windows, whether it be Windows 7, Windows 8, or even if you're doing Windows 10, in order for all the hotkeys to work properly, you have to have the hotkey software installed. Also, on Windows 7, if you don't have the hotkey software installed and you use the hotkeys to mute your computer, it will mute your computer. But then when you go to unmute the computer, it will not work. The sound it'll show that it's unmuted, but the sound will not work. Okay, so the first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to go to Panasonic's website and get the drivers you need. To do that, you just go to a web browser, any web browser, it doesn't matter. Go to Google. It's the quickest way I found, and just type in Panasonic drivers. It's easier than going directly to Panasonic's website and manually navigating to the drivers page. The first link that usually shows up, it will say driver downloads, computers and tablets support Panasonic. That's the page you want to go to. It'll take you right to the drivers download support from Panasonic's website. You'll click individual drivers and then fill out these drop downs. If you know exactly which software you're looking for, you can select it here. I usually just do all drivers. You got to choose your model, CF31, your model version, which is the generation. In this case, it's a Mark IV, so you choose the one for the Mark IV, choose your operating system, choose your language, and click search. You give it a second, then it'll pop up and show all the software available for your unit on Panasonic's website. And the software you're looking for the hotkey, they don't call it the hotkey application on Panasonic's website anymore. They call it the system. I passed it. They call it the System Interface Manager, and the System Interface Device Drivers is the actual hotkey driver now, instead of them calling it the hotkey driver and the hotkey app. They're calling it the System Interface Manager and the System Interface Device Drivers. So those are what you'll need to download if you don't already have the System Interface Drivers installed. If you have a missing device in Device Manager that's related to it, you'll just download the file, click Save or Run. I always just do Save and then Run, because if your download gets interrupted or it's taking a long time, I just prefer to save it than run it. By default, it will extract the files to this default location here. The util2 folder directly on the C drive is where any software most any software you download from Panasonic's website is going to be saved under the util2 folder on the C drive, either directly there or under the subfolder drivers, depending on if it's a driver or if it's just software. So you go ahead and have it extract the files. In the meantime, we're going to go back and we're going to get the System Interface Manager. The System Interface Manager is the actual program that runs the hotkey application. You'll just go here, you'll download it. Same thing as the last one. You'll click save or run, and then once it's running, you tell it to extract it to the default location. I always go to the default location, that way all the software's in the same spot and you don't forget you can't forget where it's at because it's always in the same spot by default. Now if you have a missing driver for the hotkey, the way you would update the hotkey drivers, you would right click, you would click update driver software, browse my computer for driver software, and you would direct it to the util2 folder, and then you would click next, and it should automatically install the driver for the hotkeys. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't need to. This is actually a missing driver for a Gobi 5000 card. To install the actual software for the hotkey application, you'll need to navigate to the util2 folder, to this SYSIFMAN folder, the System Information Manager folder, or the util2 folder on the C drive, and just run the setup application located within there. Click next. Install. It'll take a moment or so to install, and we'll likely need to restart after it's done installing. As I said, it needs to restart to install. Just go ahead and allow it to restart. Okay, once your computer restarts, your hotkey application should start showing up. And did not. Okay, I'm just going to run it again real quick. For whatever reason, it didn't work properly. Alright, it uninstalled. I just have to reinstall it real quick. Okay. Okay, I think the download went wrong. It went wrong for whatever reason, or it downloaded the incorrect software. I'm just going to use the software that came on the computer real quick just to install it and show you what it will look like installed. Okay, so here we go. The software installed properly off of the software included with the computer. I guess the download just didn't go through properly, or the files didn't extract properly from the install from Panasonic's website. When you have the hotkey, the system interface manager installed properly, which is the hotkey app, what they call it now, you'll see this bar along the top up here show up as you're using the hotkeys. And if it shows up, you know you have it installed. If that's not showing up, it's not installed, or it's not installed correctly. And without it being installed correctly, that's what causes the computer to, when you mute it with the hotkeys, for it to not come unmuted properly. So if you have any questions, that's it for today's video. If you have any questions, any comments, or any suggestions, just let us know. You can give us a call at our toll-free number of 877-202-7788, or you can send us an email to our tech support email, which is tech_support@bobjohnson.com. Thank you. That's all for today. If you, like I said, if you have any questions or suggestions, just let us know.